Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hey girly. I would call this another episode of the Girly Corner because what we're talking about was originally going to be a podcast episode, but every time I try to sit down and film it, I don't know, I just feel more comfortable when I'm like doing my makeup and it's just kind of like spilling out versus I have this microphone in front of my face, and I don't know, it just makes it somehow harder and 15 times harder. So I'm gonna film it, get ready with me style. I'm still gonna be talking about something hard, but it's not as difficult to talk about as it was in the past because I've definitely done a lot of healing and a lot of time has passed to where, you know how the saying goes, like, time heals everything? Like, that is very true. So if you saw the title of the video, we're going to be talking about how I was estranged from my family for literally 10 years, and things have recently changed. So if you're new here, you don't know the family background and all that, but on my channel, not only was I sharing story times of crazy situations that I was going through in life, but I was also sharing like my personal life, like getting kicked out, all the family drama, just everything. I made my channel a vulnerable, safe place, and I made it kind of like an open diary. But I haven't talked about this in a long time because nothing has really happened. It's just been a standstill of I've been over here, they've been over there, you know, things are different now. So I'm going to talk about my whole experience because a lot of people, whenever I do talk about it, they tell me like, how could you just not like talk to your family after so many years? Like, I couldn't imagine. And also I've gotten a couple of comments on my TikTok asking like, oh, like, how things going with your family? And I told someone I would be making a podcast episode about it, but I never actually posted it. Not only, I'm not just trying to like share my business, but I want to show people that things can change, things can happen, or maybe they don't. So to give you a little bit of background in case you are new here, my dad was in the military since he was like 18 years old, and my mom was just a stay-at-home mom. So she just had me, had my brother, and my dad was always deploying to Poland or to this country or to Iraq or here or there. Like, he was always somewhere else. They gave him the option, like, oh, if you want to move, and he actually like brought it up to the family, and they were like, oh, if you want to move over here, like, we could move you guys and you could stay together and you won't have to be deployed. And he chose instead, even though we all were like, yes, let's move, like, let's get a fresh start somewhere else. He was like, no, I think I'm gonna go somewhere else for 2 years. He left for 2 years, he'd be gone for 6 months, he'd be gone for 10 months at a time. So I rarely saw him. But when I did see my dad, it was like ultimate disciplinary mode. Like, I felt like everything I did was wrong. I felt like breathing was wrong. If I got a B on a test, or God forbid I was going through something because I was a teenager and I just didn't do my best, like, I got whooped, I got spanked. Like, I was getting my ass spanked at like 15 or 16. Like, that just, like, even that coming out of my mouth, it was so normalized in my household, but like saying it out loud, I'm just like, it's kind of weird. Like, getting my pants pulled down at like I'm almost a grown woman, or I'm almost a woman, and like you're pulling my pants down to spank me. When he was there, we were getting in trouble somehow, or he was like locked in his room. Also, by the way, the lace front, my hairline is right here and the lace front is like right here because I'm trying to get the foundation and the product up there. So we're gonna slide this down because I'm looking at it in the mirror and I'm like, oh my goodness, I know someone's probably like, girl, why is it all the way back there? There's one thing is like having respect for your parents and also having, not fear, but like, you don't want to disappoint them, you don't want to disrespect them. So that sense of fear. But I had like legitimate fear. Like, I was afraid, I was scared of my dad. And unfortunately my mom, like, I don't know, maybe it was the way she was raised to just like let the man like step up and like take care of that kind of stuff and just be the disciplinary and not say anything about it, but she just kind of would like stand by. And that started as I got older, and I started to notice that she was allowing and just kind of letting this intense discipline that was just way out of control to happen. Because like, I wasn't a bad kid, I wasn't like getting in trouble, I wasn't partying, I wasn't drinking, I wasn't like sneaking out, I didn't do anything. I did sports, I went to school, I worked, like, I had a job since I was a sophomore, and it still always seemed like it wasn't enough, unfortunately. And that's just kind of how it was like the entire time that I lived there. And eventually I ended up moving out. I got kicked out at 18. Short form of the kick out story. I went to a Lana Del Rey concert. I'm pretty sure it was like the Born to Die concert, because this was back in 2000 15-ish. We went to this concert and my phone died, so I wasn't able to tell my parents, hey, I'm gonna be like 10 minutes late. This was 2014, 2015. This was not like now where like everybody has a battery pack and like we just know. You know what I mean? It wasn't as common back then. Because back then, girl, we had like the iPhone 5. Like there was no MagSafe connected like case, no. Eventually I charged my phone and it was getting blown up by both of my parents, and my dad specifically saying like, oh, you're kicked out, you were late, you didn't come home in time. He's like, you didn't come home in time, so you're kicked out, door's locked, don't try to come inside or I'll call the police. Okay. I had just turned 18 a couple months before, so, and also I was very young-minded because I was sheltered, so not only did I get in trouble for just existing, but I was sheltered, so I never went to a high school party. I never experienced a high school party. Not even like a simple birthday. My dad didn't want me inside, but my mom managed to get me inside. And then there was a huge fight the next day, and I told him, I said, okay, if you're for real, like, I'm out of here. Like, I tried my best to, like, do everything you wanted me to do, but if you're just not happy with me as a person, clearly, I'm not gonna sit here and keep trying to please you because you were never there, so why am I trying so hard to make you proud of me and make you happy? I ended up moving to these apartments in Avondale. If you know Arizona, you know there's this Walmart next to the freeway that turns into the 101. There's a Walmart, there's an In-N-Out like right off of the exit. There's that big Lowe's like over there by Glendale Community College, no, Estrella Community College, like over their area. So I got an apartment over there and I continued to go to school and I continued to work. And at that point was my official, like when I moved out, I told my dad, I said, you're not going to hear from me. Like, this is it. Like, you've hurt me so much. And the fact that you're throwing me out because I was late from having fun for the first time in my life because I had to wait until I was 18 to go to a concert. Like, the last concert I went before that was with my mom to the Jonas Brothers and I was 12. And that was when my dad was deployed, so I kind of got away with it. I didn't have to ask him because he would have said no. Yeah, I told him, I said, this is the last time you're gonna, like, make me feel this small again and, like, I don't matter. And you're never gonna hear from me again. And he just kind of, like, laughed about it. It was like, see ya, deuces. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, we'll see. You'll be crawling back when you need help. And the crazy thing is, all these years later, no one crawled back for help. You can't go 20 years of not being helpful and then think that someone's going to come to you for something serious. Being a parent isn't just paying the bills. Like, you have to be emotional support, you have to be mental support for your kids. You can't just yell at them all the time because then, like, as a woman, do you not think that that would put me out into the world thinking that it's normal for men to yell at me? Because my first couple of relationships that I got into, I was getting cheated on, I was being screamed at, I was being mentally abused, I was in really shitty situations because that's what I knew. That's what I saw my parents' relationship as. That's what I thought was normal. And I thought that it was normal for men to act like that, when in fact, it's not. And there was no accountability ever in my household. Like, no one ever was accountable for the bad things that they did. And even if I, like, have to get stern or, like, have to raise my voice or get out of my nice character to, like, you know, just be stern about something, girl, I'd be crying at nighttime about it. I'm like, fuck. Like, I had to make her upset for her to understand something, or, like, I had to not be like this. I had to be like, I don't like doing that. And I cry every time I have to. So I just can't imagine, because I was getting spanked at, like, 3 or 4 years old. And I just can't imagine spanking my children. Like, don't get me wrong, Luca be running me up the wall sometimes. Like, he really, really be running me and my patients and Anthony's patients up the wall. But that doesn't mean we want to, like, go grab a hard-ass metal belt and, like, crack it on their back. Like, what? Like, I've done a lot of reflecting, I've done a lot of therapy, and they try to tell me, like, you have to understand that older generations, it was different, like, discipline was different, and now if you smack your kid in the face, like, CPS will get called. And I'm like, yeah, and they should, because why are you smacking someone in the face? I try to show grace and try to be understanding that, oh, maybe because things were different, but, I mean, I'm sure there's still people that spank their kids and do that because their parents did that, but I chose to make the change because I knew that that wasn't right. It hasn't been a complete 10 years since I've seen him. My brother graduated high school in I don't even know, what, 2018 or 2019, 2018, 2019. So I went back for his graduation, but I didn't talk to him. I just kind of like, he was there and that was it. After my daughter was born, my grandmother and me, his mother, got in contact with each other to, I don't know, attempt to mend things, attempt to like have content or contact, because I actually didn't talk to her since I was 18 years old either, because she said something. I'm not going to repeat it online, but she said something to me. I was literally at Universal Studios in line to get on this Harry Potter ride. It's like, this is one of those memories that she said something to me while I was standing there. My friend was like, "Are you okay? You look like you're not breathing and your face is going pale." But she told me something that just completely broke me. And I said, okay, if that's what you want, then okay, goodbye. And I didn't talk to her again since that time in like 2022, a year after my daughter was born, because she was like, we need to fix things, like the family needs to fix things, and but then after, you know, when you like start talking to old family members again and it starts bringing back memories, and you realize that they're like, just by the way they're speaking and the few actions you start experiencing from them, like you're like, damn, you're actually kind of like still the same person. So I don't know if I want to re-engage in this. And that's exactly what happened. I did not continue to talk to them. It went right back to no contact again, because I was like, okay. And when I talked, she tried to get me on the phone with my dad, and that phone call lasted maybe a minute and a half, because he said over the phone that he didn't regret anything he did, because if it wasn't for what he did, I wouldn't be where I am today. And you know what? In a way, he's right. Because if I actually had a parent that made me feel wanted and was around and took me to the park and just spent time with me, maybe I wouldn't have been 13 years old in my room talking to my camera. As if pretending I had someone listening on the other end. So yeah, maybe if you were there and my mom was an emotional wreck because of you always being gone, and maybe I wouldn't have been able to purchase 2 homes and set my children up financially. Maybe I wouldn't have been able to buy my dream car if you would have talked to me. I don't know. We tried to have that conversation, and when he said he didn't regret anything, I was like, okay, never mind. Never mind. I told Anthony, I was like, never mind. And at that point, me and my mom had still not talked to each other. But then everything was just destroyed, and we stopped talking again. And it went on like that for like 4 years. Eventually, I just called her and I said, okay, I need my mom. Because, like, I just need my mom. So I called her. We took baby steps. That call happened last year, and we started taking baby steps of like talking again. Which, by the way, she is no longer with my father. I also felt more open to having that relationship again, because she was no longer with the person that hurt me the most in the world. When I had that phone call with my dad, he said, if you ever choose to go online and slam me, I'm gonna make a response. Keep in mind, he's like a 52-year-old man. And I told him, I said, okay, bet. Because, one, I'm entitled to sharing my life and my story. If you don't want people to have anything negative to say, then don't fucking hurt people. Like, what are you gonna say? Are you gonna say you were never in the military and you were never gone and you were always there and we had a great relationship and you were the best dad ever? You're not gonna be able to come on here and lie. So let's fast forward a little bit. It's now 2025. Like I said, I started talking to my mother again. She's the only person in my family that I've been in contact with. I do talk to my grandparents, like her parents, here and there. And, where's my lip gloss? Let me show y'all this. This is so fire. Look at this thing that I got sent from Vanillico. And it's like, look, this is the difference. You could either get like a gloss or you can get like a plushy lip. I'm doing a gloss right now. But now it's 2025 and my children have officially met my my mom as of, when did we go out there? We went there 2.5, 3 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. We went out there and My mom met her grandchildren, they met their grandma. They already met her parents because my grandpa came out to like visit. Yeah, it was a nice experience. Everything went really well. We went to the zoo, had a good time. They met their cousins, my brother's kids, and I got to meet my mom's boyfriend because my mom is in a new relationship now. And he seems like a nice guy and he makes her happy, so I'm happy for her. She's grown, she could do whatever she wants to do. I just want her to be happy. So it's kind of where I am in life right now. I'm trying to not only grow as a person and work on myself, but I'm also trying to work on relationships with my family. Everything's going really well so far. So if you are somebody who's been estranged and maybe you wanted to get in contact now, one thing would be if like you were going through some really intense stuff. I'm not going to sit here and encourage it, but my mom, I knew that one day we would rebuild and like fix things. I don't know how I feel about the other party, but maybe one day. We'll see. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more growing, I think, before that happens. But I'm happy over here in Nevada minding my business. So that's it for today's video. Like I said, this was gonna be a podcast episode, but I didn't think I would. Like, I've already tried filming this before. I just know that it would honestly just not go the way that I wanted it to if I even attempted that right now. Y'all, this wig though, this is from OQ Hair. It is 28 inches. I'm feeling like a Barbie doll right now, so my pants unbuttoned. Because they don't close when I'm sitting down. Like, it's annoying. But they close when I'm standing up. It felt a lot easier while I was doing my makeup to like get out what I wanted to get out. But that's it for today's video. I hope I gave some people faith that things can get better. Because a lot of you have been watching me, like the people that have the people that have stuck around for so long, for all these years, have seen me go through it, and you guys have shared your stories and your experiences in the comments. So a little positivity and reassurance, I guess, today. But that's it for today's video. Thanks for hanging out. Nyla's like, come on, can we go to the store now? I will see you guys all later. Thanks for hanging out. You want a snack? Okay, let's go get one. Bye, guys.